Right, hello. Hopefully I'm live and it's all showing up, so I'll probably just today play some more of that mining game thing, because that's quite good for just an easy game to have on without too much thinking while I chat with people if we get enough people on to have a good conversation. So, let's... Can I get that a bit lower down? Ooh, what's it done? No, I don't want the thing there. Yeah, that'll do like that. Okay, right, cool. So let's get started. So yeah, I'll just carry on playing this today. And like I said, when we get people on to have a chat. So I've just bought a new property because I've got a contract to do. So I'm going to keep extracting that. I'm going to start on that one. I haven't started on it yet. Because it does seem in this that contracts are far, far better ways of getting XP than just bulk selling stuff. Right, so let's start off and tell this to detect clay to start with. Right, Saint. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, like I said, I was looking a bit at the politics stuff earlier. So far, like I said, as much as have some healthy scepticism, I am liking the fact that lots of the Tory type Labour people don't like Burnham much, which might give you an impression that he might actually do some of the stuff he's promising of like cheaper housing and whatever else, but we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, I'm not going to criticise him until I get a reason to criticise him, because you know, a lot of people, like I said, are just saying like, oh, he's going to be shit out the thing. As like I said, I'll wait and see. Like, you know, when he does something wrong, I'll blame him for it, but I want to actually wait till he does something wrong to, you know, complain, rather than just doing the thing that some people are doing and saying, oh no, it's going to be bad, regardless of what he does, it's going to be bad. Right, good, that's already a load of clay. Need to ideally find some sandstone as well for making sand, but don't need much of that compared to the clay. It's limestone, not sandstone, but still. Alright, Rajiv. Because you and Saint are on pretty quickly, it's actually sent a thing out to people, I guess, today, which is good. Like I said, I'm just going to play some more of this mining game, so, alright. Have a good time at the cinema. Alright, Matthew? But like I said, I'm just going to play a load of this today again while just chatting with people. And I'll probably do like a webcam style stream tomorrow. Although tomorrow I'm out in the evening, so I'll have to do it earlier in the day. Let's just excavate a hole a bit with dynamite. Again, dynamite costs money, so I don't want to use it too much, but you can at least blow big holes up with the dynamite. Assume as you upgrade the dynamite later on, it makes bigger holes. Audio's messed up. Let me have a look. Is that just at your end? Because I haven't heard Rajiv or anybody else say the audio's messed up. Let me open the YouTube page for it and see what it's doing. It's telling me my connection is excellent. Normally, if YouTube's fucking up, it says on the stream health there that there's an issue. What does OBS say? Yeah, that says it's good. I think it's at your end. Unless somebody else says so, but there's none of the things saying that I've got a problem streaming at the moment. Yeah, it could just be YouTube glitching. Again, there's lots of problems with bits on YouTube now and again with video. I sometimes get a thing where I start a video and there's no sound, and I close YouTube and reopen it, and then the video has sound. And it's happened enough times that, you know, like, I know it's not an individual video's fault. It's just like YouTube now and again seems to start. Sometimes I don't get video either, you know, where it's just a black screen and you get audio, like the other way around. That's normally on the mobile app more than PC, though, I get that. Oh, good, sandstone, so I can now make the sand for the contract. Yeah, so it's much better resources you get on the other type of building site. Oh, I've nearly filled up my thing completely. Right, the rest of the stuff I'll just keep in my inventory till I get back to the thing. So let's take this out. I can read that one, Emperor. You can see if it's gone through or not, because you can see if the chat message is on the screen in front of me. If your message doesn't show up there, YouTube's hidden it. So no, it didn't go through, but you can see that for yourself. If a message goes through, it will appear on my screen on that little chat box. If it doesn't go through, it means YouTube's hidden it. Because bear in mind, YouTube censors something if you mention a website on it, or certain political things, it auto just hides. What about Keir Starmer? He's gone now, thank fuck. Oh, an antique as well. But yeah, we've got Andy Burnham now, and like I said, so far I think so good of Andy Burnham. But like I said, I'm not really a Labour voter, but so far he actually seems to be doing stuff that Labour voters would want. So now Starmer's gone, like I said, when Andy Burnham, if he does screw stuff up, I will say what he's done wrong. But so far he's not done anything awful in his first day or so of being in power. Like, he's actually saying he wants to try and make life more affordable for people. Basically everyone. I've never met a real human being that actually likes Starmer. Oh, how do I, put the stuff in my inventory. Like I said, I've met loads of people online that claim they like Starmer, but I've never met a real human being that's ever liked Starmer. You know, even with my mates that are Labour voters or family members that might be Labour voters. So bear that in mind. Like, I've only ever seen, like, kind of bot-type accounts say they like Starmer. Especially because some of them, like, copy-pasted the exact same message on Twitter. You know, like, where they're all saying, oh, I think Starmer's doing a great job, and then if you search that thing, there's loads of accounts posting identical stuff. Like, it literally is just a bot farm that Starmer was probably running at our expense. Alright, cool, Matthew. Although, yeah, that joke's sort of run a bit dry now, hasn't it? So, but yeah, your crossbreeding GP5 farm. Right, anyway, let's load these bits up on here. And then, like I said, I need to make sand and clay for a contract. Right, okay, so this machine is coal. Let's change that to sand. And put all the sand into that one. And we'll make clay bricks from this one. And then loads of clay to go in there. eBay, or you just have to luck out a lot of the time to find somebody selling them. Because like I said, it's like with the CT12 where people were asking me where did I get that. I was just lucky to get one on eBay for a good price. But you know, with things like that, you sometimes have to just keep checking eBay every week for like years. If if you're after something that's a bit rarer. Right, so that I need 2 more bags of sand to go onto that one. Oh, that's 15 sand, and I need exactly 15 sand. Okay, so let's put that sand here, and then mark for robot. Let's start that contract up on here. When that gets to 25 clay blocks, I'll put that on the thing and mark it for the robot as well. Yeah, I figured out the robot works now, so that's useful. Right, there we go. Transfer 25 blocks. It can just go there. And then the robot should automatically in a moment take that to the shipping place. I can get 80 blocks on there, and there's 58 of agate, so that's going to be fine. Limestone. Let's just start making some stone now. Let's load all the stone into that crusher. Sand can just go into here. Right, and that, set that up to process the, what is it? Let's see, process all the regular stone. Fit 60 on there, okay. Right, let's complete this contract. Yeah, contracts are much better for XP. So let's have a look. Is there any other contracts that are viable? Clay block and limestone blocks. Yeah, can do that one. So let's put an offer of 600 in for this one. 580 then. What, gas masks? Yeah, again, there's loads of things like that. But like I said, I'm trying to get rid of some of mine, but I'm not going to sell my CT12, for example. But like I said, the only problem is on eBay is I don't think a lot of people have the money for them at the moment, just like because everybody's getting poorer, really. Like I said, so, you know, when I sell stuff, I'm not really selling it at a massive profit, but I don't want to sell stuff at a massive loss. My desktop, hang on, I'm on Linux, it looks like this. So just lots of video games and just a nice bright background with a little clock thing up there. That's what my thing looks like. So limestone blocks and clay blocks. Well, I can already put 20 clay blocks ready for the robot. No, I'm on Linux, but I'm on what's it called? Mint, Linux Mint, Cinnamon Mint, which is basically designed to look kind of like Windows. So if you're used to a Windows operating system, you can use it without an issue. I might buy another rock crusher actually. And then let's place this one here so there's a bit of room to get the control panel. We want limestone blocks maximum. That will make 20 out of there, and I need 20. Excellent. Okay. That's all those done. Put them into the. Let's put those there actually. When I need them. That one's finished as well. Bloatware? What's my bloatware? I'm on Linux, I definitely don't have bloatware. What's the bloatware? I mean, I know I'm using Chrome, and a load of people who are like Linux fanboys don't like Chrome, but because I do YouTube stuff and that, lots of that only works properly on Chrome. Oh, you're stuck with 11. Yeah, you have bloatware. Yeah, again, I would not recommend Windows. Now I'm getting used to Linux. There's a couple of things that obviously just work better on Windows, but otherwise, yeah. My dad had Windows 11 and he wanted Linux, so I had to install it for him because his PC just couldn't cope with all the bloat of 11, you know, all the shit running in the background you never want to use. So yeah, let's mark that for robot. Mark for robot. What was the other one I wanted to mark for a robot? This one, wasn't it? 20 blocks there. Yep. There we go. So the robot will load up my delivery thing in a moment. And that's another contract sorted out. Load more XP and money. So I'll park this somewhere a bit more out the way. Yeah, you don't need that door. Don't need a valid fire escape. That can just go here. Right. Saint, it is called Or Factory Squad. It's like one of those games where, you know, like one of those sort of simulator games, if you want to call it that. It's just very good, I find, for listening to podcasts or audiobooks while playing it, or whatever. Like, it's one of those games where you're doing enough to keep yourself entertained if you like boring games like this. But it's not, like, so in-depth that, you can't concentrate on stuff. Yeah, again, I like games like that. As long as I can get into the gameplay loop, I kind of like games like this. It's very much like a game about digging a hole, if you've ever played that. Is that my clay blocks? Yeah, I need to mark that for the robot. Yeah, exactly. I like stuff like this if I'm trying to take in info. Like, I've got a video coming up that's a requested one by a Patreon user about what would I do to survive in War of the Worlds. So I'm re-listening to the War of the Worlds audiobook when I'm not streaming while playing this. Because again, I can completely take in all the info of the audiobook while I'm doing something like this. But the problem I have with actual reading is I have to completely set a time for reading where, you know, I can't have any distractions. Because once I get distracted if I'm reading a book, I find it very hard to actually concentrate on reading. So, that's why I generally like audiobooks and things like that while doing games like this. Because if I'm doing a thing for a video or whatever, like research, I can have it on while playing a game like this. And my brain is stimulated enough to take in info, but not get easily distracted. If you mean like Soviet ones, personally I just put a bit of tape over them, keep them somewhere safe. In most countries, if you want to dispose of asbestos stuff, you have to pay to have it done properly. So I'm not going to just say throw it in the bin. So I'd say, if it's hard to dispose of asbestos stuff properly in your country, just keep it sealed. Yeah, I suppose you could do that, but again, you can't legally do that, even though a lot of people do. You know, like I was saying, it's one of those things where I'm not going to tell people to do illegal shit on YouTube, so if you can't do it in a sensible way, I'd just say tape them up and just keep them taped up. Yeah, so let's have a look for other contracts while I'm here. Just simple style contracts. Clay blocks and sand, again, can do that one. So yeah, I'm going to need to make more clay blocks and that. But yeah, oh actually how many clay blocks have I got there? Yeah, I've got enough clay blocks there, so I just need 20, don't I? Transfer 20 of those to here. Right, tell the robot to get that one packaged up while I'm digging. And I just need to get a couple more bags of sand, because I've got 16 sand and I need 20. Well, it's because I'm on YouTube and I have to be very careful what I say on here, because I'm like, you know, on record for saying it. It's the reason why I've said to people, like, if you didn't have a profile, there's stuff that, you know, if the government makes it illegal, you get away of keeping. But where I've done videos on stuff, I can't then pretend I've never had it, kind of thing. Because you do now and again hear of YouTubers that do really stupid shit where they admit to doing stuff on a stream or whatever, or in a video, and then they later get fucking done for it. Because you are basically just admitting then on camera you've done something wrong. I've had strikes before. Thankfully they've, you know, like some of the strikes time out, even when you try and follow the rules sometimes. And again, like, some of my videos are completely demonetized, even though I can still keep them up, because YouTube's like, oh, that's not advertiser friendly or whatever. But I've had streams taken down and that because of, like, breaking the gun rules on stream that get stricter and stricter all the time. So I just don't have guns on stream full stop, even if you're meant to be allowed to have them in the background, as long as you don't touch them. You can sometimes still get done by YouTube if you have, like, a gun visible. Alright, Hamlet, we're still playing this, because it's quite good, just fun, while chatting with people on the stream. Prior to the stream, I was excavating one of the bigger dig sites, but I've gone back to this one, just because I can do the easy contracts easily with the shit you find in these ones. Oh, electric cable, let's not cut that. Yeah, it's one of those very good games if you just like listening to podcasts or whatever while you're playing it. Because it's not like there's story details you have to be listening for. I've bought from Prepper's Shop before. Alright, Kevin? No, my working conditions are better in this than being an African Cobalt Simulator. One of those that would have a bit of combat mechanics in might be fun. Empire of Dust Simulator. Prepper's Shop used to be really good. The last couple of times I ordered from them, I had stuff that took ages to arrive, like where I think they'd advertise stuff they didn't actually have in stock and then had to back order. And like, you know, where like stuff didn't get delivered properly and I had to contact their customer support. And while they did sort it out in the end, it did put me off of them a bit. Because it did seem like, you know, they were doing the thing of like, we've not actually got this in stock, but we're going to advertise it anyway if it's on back order. I don't know, but the person, I'm paying a person to do this. I mean, if I had somebody dig a big pit in my garden, I'd then just put a concrete nuclear bunker in it before filling it back in. So I suppose if you wanted a big pit dug in your garden, hiring a company to dig it out for you would probably be a good way of doing it, as in like you're getting paid for them to dig out the garden. What, because of planning permission bullshit, Saint? Doesn't surprise me. Oh, you didn't get planning permission to put this shipping container there. They're adding them. There's an excavator you can see that says coming soon. So, assuming that the devs keep working on the game, there are meant to be excavators coming into it. At the moment, it's just like upgrading shovels. I can dynamite stuff as well, but you have to be careful how you do that. Let's see if I can set my tracker thing just for sand. So, sandstone. Oh, yeah. So the dynamite, just to show you. Let's dig a bit more of a pit and then... Oh, there's a cable. No, I won't dynamite that. Hopefully that starts moving soon, Kevin. Yeah, as long as indie devs like this carry on making the game and don't just abandon it in early access. But again, if it's a dev studio that's made other games before and actually finished them properly. Because I've seen that before, where people are like, oh no, this game developer's just going to abandon their game, you know, and they completely finish it. And because Dead Zone Rogue's developer, people kept going, no, they've abandoned their other games. And then, no, Dead Zone Rogue, they finished all the stuff that was promised and then did more free DLC on top of that. But the thing was, I think some people get butthurt if there's a game that's been out for years. They're like, oh, they're still not supporting a game that's been out for years. It's like, developers aren't inclined to necessarily keep like throwing money at a game nobody plays anymore. And again, if every advertised feature came out for the game, they're not going to infinitely keep making free DLC for games. But right, where's this sandstone? And it says. Okay, yeah, so hopefully it's alright. The item somebody bought in Ireland's been stuck in customs for a few days, but I think it is moving through the system, and it's, again, Geiger counters without check sources aren't illegal in Ireland. I don't know, was that a AAA one, though? Because I know about the thing in the EU, what was it, Don't Kill Games or whatever it was. Alright, it's just dynamite there. Should be getting near this sandstone now. Well, there's some regular stone, which wasn't the type of thing I was looking for, but we'll excavate that while we're here. Ah, there it is. Right. Yeah, again, I hate the thing of, like, the servers being shut down in multiplayer games that people still play. Because it's one thing of, like, the game's had all the DLC that was promised for it, and then the developers aren't going to carry on making DLC for an old game. It's a different thing of, oh, we're just going to shut the servers off, kind of thing. Oh, that's an electrical pipe I nearly hit there. to detect all again. That's something right in front of me. Some more, yeah, regular stone. And some limestone. Oh, my bag's full again. Okay. Not really, Kevin. Like I said, so far the DP66 is the only thing that's sold. It's relisted for auction, the DP23 I put up, because nobody put a bid on it in the entire time it was up for auction. And the gas mask I've currently got on there, the complete civil defence gas mask set, I keep dropping in price, but still nobody's bought it, and I can't really drop it any more than I've dropped it now. So yeah, like that's the problem, is like, I just want to shift a load of stuff, but a lot of it isn't moving. Because again, I think the problem is in the UK is everybody is getting poorer and poorer. So more and more people are doing what I'm doing, going, I just can't afford to buy stuff now, I need to sell stuff, kind of thing. And again, I don't want to have loads of stuff listed for sale at once. Yeah. If you go on the eBay page and sort highest price to lowest, all the military stuff is obviously more expensive than the CDs, but yeah. All I can do is just list stuff and hope people buy it. Like I said, I'm looking for work again, but at the moment the job market's pretty fucking crap. Because again, like, one of my mates keeps going like, oh, why don't we go on another holiday? And we're all like, we can't afford it. Because again, it's like, where it's been the summer, I've already had a family holiday and then a mate's holiday. And it's like, I can't afford a fucking another one. I just need to say, like, no to people now with this sort of shit. Because, you know, just people's incomes are not good enough now in the UK. And like I said, the job market's shit as well, just looking for work. As in, like, when I've been looking at local job listings, they're either where they look like they're an entry-level job, and then you read the job requirements, and it's basically where companies are trying to get more skilled workers, but, like, make the job title something that doesn't need to pay as well. You know, where it's like a mechanic-type job, but they're not listing it as a mechanic's job. Or it's the type of jobs where, like I said, it's either just the contracts that are totally not suitable for the type of work I want to be doing. I don't actually have many proper Ushankers. I have got one somewhere. I'd sell it if I find it. But otherwise, I have like some of the cold weather caps, but they're not really Ushankers. They're kind of similar. They're more like deerstalker things with furry linings on them. Normally, yes. Because in theory, I can put autism on some job applications, and it is meant to give you a leg up. But that's only really, I think, with, what do you call them, like the actual, oh, what's the word for it, like the government, like, public sector jobs. For private sector, they pretend they want all those things, and then they normally don't hire for it, because they know it's going to cause more issues than if you're, a completely mentally capable person. Yeah, and again, I know people who've done uni degrees, got something that is almost identical to what the people want, and then they're like, oh no, we don't want this one, even though you've done 95% of the degree, you know, because you've got a very similar one. We want somebody that's gone and taken the exact degree that then won't be, you know, good for other people looking for jobs. So I know people that, you know, have got, again, uni degrees in not like stupid things, but sensible things, and they still can't get jobs using their degree. Because, like, all the companies then just keep adding more and more bullshit on, like, what they want you to have to get the job. Sir, can you not see I am Indian, sir? That is very racist, sir. I am clearly Indian. No, why is that? Is it just because... Again, I don't really know why, but... Is it because he said something, or just people who were, like, protest voting Restore have gone somewhere else? But like I say, it's like with Burnham. I'm hoping Burnham actually does a good job. Because, you know, even though I'm not a Labour voter, as I keep saying, I want the government in power to actually make things better for people. I don't want to do the thing of, oh, because I wouldn't vote for Labour, I want them to fail. I don't think putting Aryan on your job certificate would get you much luck in this country. Oh, that was lucky I didn't blow up that pipe. I don't know if it matters if you blow up pipes, because I know if you hit them it damages you, but you wouldn't get electrocuted if you blow it up remotely. Because like I said, I like what's given me a good impression from Burnham. Don't get me wrong, you could ruin it, but at least to begin with, is he's cancelling a load of bullshit stuff they were doing, like digital ID, saying people want to just be earning more money and want help with the cost of living, not bullshit like digital ID, which is a really good start, in all honesty. You know, like, let's scrap some of the authoritarian bullshit and actually do stuff the country needs. That's a good start. And also, the ultra-capitalists don't like him, and the Starmerites in Labour don't like him. Alright, Hype, we're on about politics. Hopefully your VPN works today. But like I say, that's the good thing with Burnham, at least at the moment, seems to be the Starmerite kind of the Labour Party hate him and are really butthurt that they've all lost their jobs. And the people that are like, oh, why don't poor people just work harder? You know, those type of people, they don't like him. So I'm hoping, like I said, if he's scrapping load of this digital ID shit and all that in exchange for we need to just bring money into the country, we need to be doing a North Sea drilling, we need reindustrialisation, we need to actually make jobs. That actually sounds like a sensible government policy. Yeah, Birmingham is not good, is it? Trash everywhere. When I was in a bus depot in Birmingham for National Express, it was literally fenced off like it was some sort of security compound. I guess to stop random people coming in and begging or whatever. Again, with HS2, if they'd have actually, again, the fact that HS2 is just taking so long for what it should be. Again, HS2, I bet with certain people got money for approving bits of it. Oh, okay, yeah, cheers. So yeah, I need to put a screen protector on that. Are the Chinese copies of them better, like, screens? Compared to the original Casios. Like I said, it would be interesting to do a comparison. Oh good, my smartwatch is fully charged again. I'll just put that back on. Because I was checking, like you said earlier, Hype, if there was a firmware update for it, but I couldn't see one at all. At the moment, I've got that Chinese, the Seagull, like, military watch one, like the modern one, on. Because I actually quite like that. So, rewound it up and everything. So I'm actually dual-wielding watches at the moment. Smartwatch on my right wrist and the classic one on my left. And just having a really hard time redoing the buckle on this watch with one-handed with my left hand, because my left hand is awful for gripping stuff. Tell you what I'll do. Yeah, exactly, Kevin. Very much welcome to City 17. When I said it to a friend, we said, welcome to Shitty 17. It's not safer here. Yeah, I might already... Is there a way of checking your firmware version via the app? I'm just going to turn my aircon off 1 second because it's actually not as hot today. So I'm getting chilly now. Let's turn the aircon off 1 second. I don't have to get up from the chair because the nice thing with this particular phone, the Armour 25T, is it has a IR flasher on top of it. There we go. So I can use the IR flasher to just, because I found out what the code was for my aircon unit, I can just remote turn TVs on and off using the phone. Well, the modern Chinese ones are definitely better than Vostoks in terms of time regulation and everything. I mean, I like Vostoks, but they're not modern. Like I said, the modern Vostoks aren't actually as good as the old Soviet Vostoks, in all honesty. It's a Russian quality control. Oh, I've only got 18 bits there. Yeah, does it say the firmware version on the app? Let's have a look. firmware version V1.08.10B18 is my firmware version. You'd have to ask Hype, because I don't know, because it's better asking somebody like that in China. I don't know if those... Let's just have a quick look on AliExpress, actually, saying that. I'm just kind of interested. If I go to AliExpress... fuck off with all these things. It's similar to that one. It's not exactly the same, but it's a bit like that one, the one I've got on my wrist. My one's got, like a black face piece. That's the exact same loom and watch things. Don't know if mine says the movement on it. Mine's got a tank on the back of it. The annoying thing is those watch straps look good, but I hate them. Because the leather backing on them makes them too stiff. Oh yeah, it's got the tank on the back. So I think that's identical to mine, just a different back face. That one. But these are really nice, these ones. Like I said, the depth on it isn't as good as a Vostok. And I've got a little scratch on the glass of mine, but it's very minor. Actually, no, that's completely come off now, so maybe it wasn't a scratch. Might have been like a tiny bit of glue stuck on it that's come off. But like I said, these Seagull ones are nice. I said the loom is genuinely nice on these, unlike a Vostok. As in, if you charge it with a UV thing, it lasts quite a few hours. You can quick set the date as well on these. But like I said, I like the Seagull military watch ones. I actually wonder if I just type in dive watch on AliExpress, if you can get alright Chinese dive watches. Not ones that are like necessarily a Rolex rip-off, I just mean like a decent quality dive watch. Well, that says 200 meters and doesn't look bad. Again, don't know how good the movement is in there. That's quartz. Again, I'd rather have an automatic one. Again, I'm not in the market for buying a watch at the moment, but... Because again, I like automatic watches, as in you wind them. That's got a loom bezel on everything, which is quite nice. But yeah, like I said, Chinese movements seem absolutely fine to me, because like I said, I've had no issues with watches with Seagull movements. They are one of the biggest manufacturers in the world for yeah, the Chinese ones, like I said, the thing is with Vostoks is, bear in mind, modern Vostoks are made in Russia, and Russia's quality control is notoriously shit now for a lot of stuff. Because of the fact that, you know, it's not the Soviet Union anymore. There's lots of embezzlement with stuff. So where I have the modern Vostok that's on my desk at the moment, the one I had and the one my friend got, because I bought it through Hype for him, although he really likes the watch, he did have to have, even though I helped him regulate it better than the factory regulation, he did eventually have to pay a watch person to better regulate the watch. Because, like, you know, the factory regulation was just basically non-existent. Where they hadn't bothered, you know, at all checking what the stuff was like, if that makes sense. Whereas the Seagull one actually has pretty good regulation from the factory, as in that, you know, it doesn't creep forward or lose time very much. Whereas, like I said, the problem with my old Soviet-era Vostoks actually had way better regulation than the modern ones did. As in, like, you know, the factory had properly regulated them before obviously finally shipping them. But like I said, the problem with modern Russian ones is it's probably not my problem. The guy at the factory said, I've been paid to regulate these, so I'll do 1 in 10 watches and pretend I'm doing all of them, kind of thing, and just sign off the paperwork. Is, I guess, what goes on with modern Vostoks. Yeah, a lot of British stuff is made in China, isn't it? The uniforms are made in China now. I think most of the MTP stuff. Or it's at least printed in China. And then China will just use that to make things on the thing. Right, I've got sand, haven't I? So let's put sand into one of these. Sandstone, yeah. Put that in there. That one's clay blocks. So I got a load of clay. Yeah, might as well load that straight into there. That's currently set up for limestone. Do I have more limestone? Yeah. Kevin said, was watching the British animated movie called Ernest and Ethel, don't think I've seen that, with the girlfriend the other day, and had a gas mask tism moment pointing out the old civilian defence gas mask they had. Oh, okay. Oh, was it not the civilian duty one? Was it the old World War II civilian one? The, like, one with the rectangle kind of thin celluloid looking eyepiece? That one. If so, I know exactly the one you mean. At least it's the good type kind of tism, not, oh, that's the wrong mask. Yeah, again, the MTP stuff is being sold all over the world because, again, China just makes it so they do third shifts selling it to other people. Oh, red strip, I think, is normally civilian. Hang on, let me get a picture up. So, World War II civilian gas mask. Oh, there's a load of German ones coming up, but... So, that's civilian duty, that one. That's the, like, one for wardens. It's the higher quality one. And that one is like the standard civilian one with the big rectangle lens. That's like the cheapo British civilian one. So it's basically, it's just like a bit of like thin celluloid that makes the eyepiece on it. Like I said, civilian duties are pretty cool. They're in, I think they are in Metro 2033, but they took them out of the Redux version. But those ones are pretty cool, civilian duties, like the Warden ones. They're actually the same face piece as the Mark V and what you'd later see on the light anti-gas respirators. Just rather than having the exhale valve bit there, they've added the exhale valve where a nose bit is, and then the filter goes in the mouth section. It's still got, you can see on the side, the plug for the microphone. Yeah, like I said, that's one of the problems with Vostoks, is they use really cheap glow-in-the-dark lume paint, where it's not very good luminous paint at all on a Vostok. As in, like, it looks bright when you first charge it up, it's like, it's faded within like 10 minutes. Oh, you can inhale through your nose anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not like, oh, I've already closed it. It's just, it's what they call like flapper valves or flutter valves, and how they work is when the air pressure builds up enough inside the mask, they let our air out in one way using that kind of valve. They work like a whoopee cushion, basically. Well, you mean radium, not thorium. Nah, anything that's like past 1960s, nobody really did with radium anymore. And I think radium was probably considered too expensive for Soviet watches, so they ended up just using like cheap glow-in-the-dark paint. Yeah. Yeah, radium is the old dangerous glow-in-the-dark watch material, and for like old dials. And then you get various types of glow-in-the-dark paints and pigments, but the really good one is strontium-based glow-in-the-dark. So not strontium 90, but strontium glow-in-the-dark paint is really, really good. As in, if you buy that stuff to paint on stuff, it normally lasts like 8+ hours once it's charged up with a UV light. So, you know, it would in theory last all night. Any contracts I can easily do? One bag of sand there. Put that with the rest of the sand. Yeah, that's good. Like I said, Vostoks used to be not too bad. I think it's just a case that they're not made to the standard they were made, or at least, you know, like the after control stuff that they used to be done with during the Soviet period or even early 90s. Limestone blocks, 15 sand. Can I do that one? Might as well start it anyway. So I'll have a couple of days to do the contracting game. Alright, cool, Kevin. Let me have a look on my phone. I won't open Discord up in case there's dodgy messages from people. Oh, yeah, that is literally, the civilian one I showed, with the rectangle lens, yeah. Yeah, so it sounds good, but yeah, it's quite expensive what it is. Right, okay, so for this contract, 25 limestone blocks, so I need more limestone. And 15 sand. How much sand do I have there? Ah, cool. So if I put 15 sand onto another pallet, mark that for the robot. And then what was the other one? 25 limestone blocks. Do I have any limestone in here? No, I need to go get some limestone. And while I'm doing this, I'll process all the regular stone. Have you seen When the Wind Blows? That's a depressing one that people think's a kids' movie, but not, about some old people succumbing to fallout after a nuclear war. That's done by Raymond Briggs. So, like, in the style of The Snowman. It's not as good as Fred's, but I still like it. Fred's is my favourite bleak movie, to the point I actually enjoy Fred's, which says something bad about me. Yeah, and as you said, not pay a 400 for a Russian dive watch, or whatever, wind watch, yeah. Okay, something right in front of me there. Yeah, because it's more realistic, isn't it? That's the thing with Fred's. It's not a happy movie, but it's very realistic about what a shit show nuclear war would be. Also like The Day After, but it's even bleaker than The Day After, which is why I like it. Okay, so I want to get limestone, don't I? So let's set this to limestone. Oh good, there's some limestone right in front of me. Somewhere, apparently. I know a faster way of getting this out. That's clay, which wasn't what I was looking for, but get that while I'm here. Right, where's this limestone? It says it's right in front of me, but there it is. Yeah, probably, what was it? Was it Harold Macmillan? Who was the guy that made the NHS, the really good Labour guy, after, that was Harold Macmillan, wasn't it? Or was it somebody else? Was it Clement Attlee? I think it might actually have been Clement Attlee. Harold Macmillan, I think, was later on, wasn't he? Again, I don't know all... I'm not autistic into all the British Prime Ministers. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot. Apparently, the Odyssey is shit. In terms of like very bad fight choreography. Even if you're not going to go on about some of the casting choices that most people have been complaining about. Yeah, well, the NHS used to work pretty well, and like I said, if you're somebody like me that has various medical issues, the NHS is great because of the fact that even if it's a bit slow and a bit crap in some ways, at least the NHS is, you know, you're not like in debt for all your life because you're unlucky enough to have underlying health conditions. Doesn't mean I don't think it needs improving and everything, but I think it is one of those things that worked quite well. Up there with Ridley Scott's Napoleon, is it? But yeah, like I said, I've not really got any interest. I'm not a massive Nolan fan, in all honesty. Like, I think Inception, his Batman films are alright, Dunkirk's alright, but I'm not somebody who, like, is like, wow, Nolan! You know, I'm not one of those people. I haven't even bothered watching Oppenheimer. Yeah, I'm very lucky that I've never really had dental issues other than when I need braces when I was younger. Like I said, I've definitely been one of those people that's lucked out in that regard because I've had, like, nearly all my friends and family members have had to have really expensive dental stuff done. And, like, my mum went private in the end because of, like, the NHS was still costing a load for not very good treatment. Who's, oh, Floyd Collins in Floyd's Tomb, yeah. Nutty Putty Cave, or whichever one it was. Yeah, I don't think you can do that to yourself in this because you can just dig your way out. I'd laugh if this game turns into like a Ted the Caver style horror thing later on, because in the properties not in the city, you do get like weird underground tunnels you can start finding in the caves. Well, when I had braces, luckily because I was under 18 at the time, I was like 15, 16, it was covered by the NHS. But the orthodontist I saw was a massive dickhead, like, because it was like a place that also did private. They literally looked down on you for having it done by the NHS, you know. But luckily in the end my teeth were fixed and I don't look like a fucking snaggletooth, you know, whatever now. Sort of reminds me a bit of Worms when you make a hole in this with dynamite. You get copper later on, but in this particular mine I don't think you get copper, you just get the cheaper minerals. So you got in his good books by talking about Rhodesia or whatever. Did he come over here after apartheid ended? No, I don't think I had to buy a license for dynamite. You have to buy a you have to buy a license for hiring workers in this, but I don't think there was a license thing for getting the dynamite. I must be in some like ANCAP place where they don't care about explosives. Let's blow up another little bit with dynamite, why not? It costs me money, but it's fun. Yeah. So tannerite's the one that explodes when you shoot it. Do you have to mix compounds? I know this might be topic YouTube doesn't like tannerite. But is tannerite one where you have to mix stuff to make it explode? Or is it, like, actually just as unstable as it is? Sadly, in this no, because you can only go on a very specific property line. So it's one, is it, where you essentially buy a couple of, like, stable things, and then when it's mixed is when it becomes volatile? What, £50 to possess in one go kind of thing? Oh, I thought that was going to kill me then. I don't think there's any penalty to being killed, you just have to wait a moment to respawn. Yeah. If I could get tannerite legally in this country, I would mix that and just shoot it with an air rifle for fun or a crossbow bolt. But you probably would have to have quite a big property to even safely do it, wouldn't you? Oh, okay, but can you put several £49 packages next to each other? Okay, so yeah, you have to just mix them and use them basically at the time of mixing them. ATF taking your fun away. Because they're the ATF-E, aren't they now? Any excuse they can get to shoot somebody's dog. Yeah, exactly. French bangers used to be the thing that when kids, when I was at primary and secondary school, went on holiday to France, would always bring back to fuck about with. Yeah, that would be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? Yeah, I can see why it reminds you a bit of Minecraft, this game. I think you can play online in this, but I've never tried it. I'm just in the single player. Because a couple of my mates bought it. But again, like I said, the problem with buying games because my mates buy them, I avoid that now, mostly, because they'll get bored of something really quickly. So if you buy it with the expectation that you'll play with them online, it ends up being a case that they've immediately moved on to something else they want you to buy. So I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that, can't afford to do that now. I just... Oh, I found a vase, an antique. Apparently dynamite doesn't damage them. Oops, so something up there, is there? Oh yeah, I found some scrap and some limestone and whatever else I'm doing. Oh yeah, some more stuff there. Well, the first one, I haven't seen the Exorcist films in years. The second one's got Richard Burton in, hasn't it? And the third one's, is it George C. Scott in the third one? Because I think the third one is the one people say is really good. Like, genuinely the best one. Pazuzu, or whatever it's called in the Exorcist. But I haven't seen him in years, any of the Exorcists. Might actually rewatch the trilogy of those. Oh, is Enderman the thing that attacks you if you look at it? Again, I've never played loads of Minecraft. I never really got into it. Which is weird, because people are like, oh, you're autistic, you should love Minecraft. I was like, nah, I could never get into it. How much deeper till the bedrock? I know you can't dig as deep in, like, the people's houses, backyards. Oh, there we go, there's the bedrock. Yeah, like I said, I've never even got far enough into it to complete it, and I don't know when I first used to play it. I do actually legally own it, but you have to be on, like, Mojang's weird thing to download it, don't you? It's not like a Steam game. I don't even know if there was, like, a story in it at that point. All I could remember you doing was just building stuff and, like, not getting killed during the night by creepers. Yeah, again, doesn't mean much to me, I'm afraid, the difficulty, because, like I said, never played enough Minecraft to know how it affects stuff. I'm gonna dig my way out of here. Actually, let's put some dynamite on that bit. Oh, that was lower than I wanted. That'll do. Alright, hopefully I've got some limestone. Yeah, 63, good. Oh, you even have to pay for mods? Alright, yeah. Yeah, again, sounds like it's a good thing I'm not interested in it. In terms of like, oh, I need to get that DLC. Right, so have I got one of these set up for limestone blocks yet? That's regular stone. Oh, it's all fallen off of there because it overfilled. Okay, limestone block. Okay, we'll put all the limestone on that one. That's clay. Oh, I've got loads of clay. Let's put the antique and the scraps back on my truck. What's this set up to process? Ah, yeah, stone is the active recipe, or so we'll put all the stone on that one. I thought I put a load of limestone into this one. Yeah, limestone block. Make infinite amounts then. There we go. Right, let's go sell this stuff, because apparently at night time the stores stay open. Well, that was actually worth a fair bit, those antiques. $600. But yeah, at the moment, there's no games at all I'm very interested in all honesty. We still get a couple of 24-hour supermarkets in the UK, but not that many. They're normally only in big cities, and normally they have like a limited stuff you can buy when they're open 24 hours. As in during... Oh, there's a casino. Can I gamble? Okay, I can gamble. This is no longer advertiser friendly because I'm gambling. Okay, cool. I'm going to take my winnings and not mess about with that anymore. Oh, they are going to enforce caffeine ID, are they? That's fucking silly, but yeah. Like I said, I find caffeine pills, like I said, not as good as coffee for actually giving you energy. But they're alright. They're very convenient to take, but like I said, for whatever reason, I just find they don't work as well as some of the things. Right, let's go back to my place and finish off this contract. I want 25 of those, don't I, for the contract? So transfer that over here. Tell the robot to put them on the thing. Oh, I spent $600 on dynamite. Yeah, I don't know if we do in the UK or not have a cut-off time for booze sales. Saying I know pubs don't stay open and all that all night. Alright, is there any contracts that are easy ones again? 10 cement, 20 stone bricks. Yeah, I can probably do that one. Let's just do it at the 900 they said for. So cement. How do I make cement? I need limestone, is that? Limestone bricks, so I would need 20 limestone bricks for 10 cement, okay. think I had some spare limestone bricks, didn't I? Or have I shipped all my limestone bricks? Those are bricks. Yeah. So that's alright. We'll put all 27 of those into here. Then cement, max, go. And then for the stone bricks, which is the other one, I need 40 stone. I've probably got 40 stone, haven't I? 47, yeah, transfer that. Again, once all that's done, I'll do the next one. Yeah, suppose it makes sense, but yeah. Is that the last bag of cement under production now? Yeah. Okay, now let's start it up on those other things. Stone bricks. How long does it take? So it takes 5 seconds to do a brick, this machine, okay. Nice, I suppose. No, I'll wait for this to go finish, because I want to see how much XP I get for this contract. Yeah, the carry limit does seem very strange in this. Like, although there is a weight mechanic, it doesn't seem to be very logical on what stuff weighs. I'll get these ones ready. The robot's already going for it. I wonder what that bit's for, seeing as the output is on that side. Yeah, it does look like an X-ray machine, doesn't it? What's the warnings on it? Crushing your hands. Something falling on you. Can't really see what the other two are. I like my little Roombas. Don't need to pay them either. Unlike, my clankers don't need paying, unlike the, workers. There we go. Right, how much XP do I get for this? 400 XP, I'm not bad. Okay, I'm nearly at the next level. I might not bother with another contract. I might just, exploit the place I've been mining a bit more. Wholesale sell off the stuff and then see if I'm a high enough level to level up again. Yeah. Oh look, I've caused a traffic jam. What if they say they've got DT and they'll die if they don't have booze? Should have just stockpiled it earlier in the day, I guess, but whatever. I think when I get to the next level I can actually hire miners, so I want to see how that works when you hire an AI miner. Probably not Brown Streak. Considering I'm running around with explosives and I'm just digging into random ground things, I imagine this guy isn't doing it above board. Yeah, certainly found a coal vein. Right, I need to come back here for more coal. So, let's get back out this pit. And try and find my way back to where that coal was. I found on the bigger sites using lanterns is actually quite good to mark where you want to get back to. If you find a really good vein where you can just put a little lantern up. But that costs money and I'm not doing that on the cheap pit. Ow. Alright, where was that coal vein I was excavating? Get some stone, which wasn't the coal vein, but I'll get that while I'm here. They should do an Appalachia version of this game where like random cryptids attack you while you're trying to excavate the mines. Because like I said, I do like some of these games that randomly turn into horror stuff the more you play them. Where they start off completely normal and then they turn into some weird horror game. Right, let's excavate this stuff then, back to the surface. Yeah, but I mean, like, one of these sort of... Because I quite like the... Like I said, I quite like the, like, simulator games that pretend to be normal for a while. And then, like, they get weirder and weirder the more you play them. Like in this, you might get one like you're doing Fred West's garden. You randomly start finding bodies in the garden. Oops, that didn't go where I wanted it to go. Oh, there's my coal anyway. Yeah, you find meth labs and whatever else, and skinwalkers and whatever else is in the Appalachian wilderness. There be Tommy knockers in this mine. I don't think the physics let you cave it in on top of yourself. Like I said, in the bigger maps, you do actually get like weird cave bits you find. Like, you know, you're digging and then find like a little cave you can get into. That's like made of impenetrable rock except for where the entrance is. Oh no, I didn't want to throw another dynamite. Whoops. Okay. That's alright. Alright, that's the edge of the thing there. Make a little bit to jump onto. There we go. Get back out this way. Yeah, it'd be interesting if they did one of these where it has proper physics, where you actually have to add all the supports and everything. So you can't just dig, like, undermine everything and then collapse it on top of yourself. Oop, shit. Yeah, the Resident Evil 4 remake's pretty good. I also carry on streaming that, because I haven't played it since I last streamed it. Right, let's dig my way back out of here. There we go. Right. Put that on the truck, then carry on looking for more stuff. Who's Rick Hunter? I'm afraid I don't know. Oh, Postal voice actor. And now the grass will grow. You sign my petition. So we're getting a load of coal out of here. I think coal's like $8 a bag as well, which is nice if I make loads of crushed coal in my rock crusher. So for every 2 coal you get, so it's essentially $4 each coal once it's processed. Yeah, and let's just dig our way back out. I ought to at some point play Postal 4, because I got that when it was early access, and I think they finished it, didn't they? I know Postal 3 is meant to be crap, but I heard Postal 4 was alright. It was alright when I played the bit of it that was in early access when it first came out. But, like I said, I think they finished it now, and I've never actually played it since. Alright, hopefully now I'll soon have enough stuff to level up again, because like I said, once I level up again, I can hire workers, and I probably can upgrade my shovel and dynamite and that a bit more to make it bigger booms. If that's the police going to my dig site, they're too late, I've left. Right, so that's stone blocks. This one is clay blocks. And this one is limestone blocks. Okay. Not much limestone left though. Scrap I can take to the scrap seller. The coal. Yeah, let's buy another machine for breaking up the coal. I need more machines. Actually, one of them's nearly finished, isn't it? Yeah, this one. So let's set this one to coal. Crushed coal, infinite start. And I'll load the coal up into it. That's a lot of coal though. I might start another machine on the coal as well. Still got another 19 bags to do. This one's got another 20 bags to do. I'll just put a couple of things here. Okay, how much left in each machine? 4 in that one, 2 in that one. Okay. I need another pallet. So much coal. Right, okay, so next day and I'll see what I can sell out of all this shit I've got. I might have to move some of it around in the warehouse to actually get into the position where it, you know, is in a sellable position, because the warehouse is a bit finicky where certain blocks, you have to have in certain positions for them to show up for sale. Right, okay, so stock sale, clay blocks, sell all those off, that I can sell off. Okay, crushed coal. Yeah, that's all the coal sold that I can actually sell. You have to have stuff in greater quantities than 5 to actually sell it. Okay, so that's all that stuff sold. I've not got anything else now I can sell, have I? I might as well make more sand. Right, so I'll put these blocks into the bricking machine. Alright, Siren Witch, we're playing more of that mining game, sort of digging holes in people's gardens. Oh, I need 9 more XP to level up, so hopefully I've got some stuff I can sell for that. Let's see if I can sell off all this pile of sand. Because if I can, then that should level me up, I think. Stock sale. Sand. Yeah, there we go. Level 6. Okay, I can get a bigger shovel. I can actually hire miners, which I want to try. So let's hire a miner. Alright, employees. Miner. We're just going to hire that cheap one. Oh, you need to unlock Fleet Garage. Oh, okay. Right, let's have a look at that. So, what's off-site contractors? Oh, I see. So you can have people work on things you don't technically own as well. For, like, daily things. Okay, so... Is it fleet management? I need to unlock the garage where mine employee vehicles assigned to the off-site contract will be part, which you can hire mine employees. Okay. So let's hire that. Let's get the first thing of work efficiency. I also wanted to get a better shovel, didn't I? So, digging size goes up to 2 meters. And I need level 8 for the increased digging speed. Okay, so now... Can I get... Okay, and so... Or can you only have them work on sites they're not currently at? Let's go to my site and see if he's there working or not. If not, I'll have to assign him to an off-site thing, I guess. It might be you can't interact with the NPCs and they're just like on an off-site thing where they bring in daily resources. If so, I'll probably get them digging coal, because coal is useful. I like coal. I know a lot about coal. No, is there a man here, or do I have to assign him to a thing? No, there's nobody here. Right, I need to assign him to a thing, don't I? Yeah, I think all I do, though, is I just think I set him to employees, off-site contractors. So let's send him to this place where he gets 136 coal. Assign. Yeah, so that's how it works. So yeah, you have to assign him to an off-site thing. Right, okay, cool. Right, where's the bus stop that I just came from there? Assume I can just go back to where I was there. My truck's still there, good. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go, yeah. So yeah, my shovel now takes bigger bits of dirt out. Ooh, more coal. How dare you! You're destroying my childhood! Love me coal, simple as. I don't care what the Homeowners Association or any of the health and safety regulators say. I'm mining. Yeah, maybe this isn't even the property, maybe this property I'm working on isn't even the person had the right to sell it. They just wanted to ruin a neighbourhood value. So they've just randomly hired me to start digging a massive hole in random gardens in people's road. I did a while ago hear about that crazy Disney homeowners association place where, like, they were complete authoritarians for all the rules, you know, in that place that Disney owned. Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but apparently there was this place where, like, they were so authoritarian on all the HOA stuff that, like, it was just a living nightmare to live in this place. Can't remember whereabouts it was in America, but I know it was meant to be miserable. Like, there was kind of a documentary thing I watched about it of how people's lives was just ruined from moving into this neighborhood of, like, your grass must be this exact length, you must be happy at all times, you must have all of the Disney paraphernalia displayed at all times. Yeah, that would make sense then, based on its location, yeah. Luckily in the UK we don't get too many homeowners association meetings. You obviously have, like, council planning permission, but that's about it. Yeah, the Karens that are all informing on you non-stop. Oh, another electric cable. Does dynamite not damage these? Let's test it. So if I put some dynamite right on a thing like that, and then blow it up. Yeah, apparently those cables are immune to dynamite, but not me hitting them with a spade. So I get an electric shock that, like, knocks half your health off or whatever if I hit those with my shovel. But apparently dynamite just doesn't damage them. Ah, cool, yeah. We were just chatting about the Disney Homeowners Association. Maybe the Disney Homeowners Association has sent me out to destroy other people's properties nearby. And I ought to really just stop wasting dynamite doing that, because, like I said, dynamite actually costs me money to use. Ooh, some drum of something. I hope it's radioactive waste. Yeah, it turns out in this your objective isn't really mining stuff, it's you're hired to destroy people's properties that certain people don't like. So you just turn their garden into a massive hole so their house value completely goes down a shitter. I'm fixing the foundations. So how does the add dirt mechanic work? Oh, I see, so I can just refill a thing. Can I make a tower out of dirt to get out of a hole? Just dump sewage in it. Right, I will use some more dynamite here because it looks like a good place for it. Oh, I found something else. What's that? Ah, more scrap. And an electric pipe. Yeah, make specifically a tourist attraction, which is a cave diving, death pit, so you can loot people's bodies. Go no further with the skeleton little picture. And then people go, oh, I'm just going to ignore that skeleton diving board. I'm sure it's hiding secret treasures in this random fucking underwater cave. Cave diving is just one of those things, even from reading from, my brain goes, nope, 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 nope. You know, where there's some thrill-seeking things you can completely understand, even if you wouldn't do them yourself, why people do them. But cave diving is one of those ones where I read about. It's like, you really have to have a screw loose to think cave diving is like, oh, that's a good way to spend my time. It's like caving, but you can drown. Yeah, some people might enjoy caving in like reasonably big caves. Some people might enjoy underwater diving, but let's not combine the two. Oh, am I out of space again? Yeah, I am. Yeah, exactly. And again, I just don't even get why people would want to try and like pull themselves through tiny cave spaces where you can get trapped really easily. Like, I don't mind, like, the more touristy caves, where obviously they're wider open, you know, and you're not squeezing through a really tiny hole anywhere. You're just kind of looking around a nice natural cave, which might have been extended in places. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't find the idea of, like, just diving into a random cave fun, where you're like, oh, who cares if you get stuck, lol. Ow. Yeah, lots of coal in this person's garden. Nope. Right, can I get out like this just by jumping non-stop forwards? You don't get a jetpack like in a game about digging a hole, so it's a bit harder to get out your pits you build. Alright, I don't think there's going to be much stuff left in the soil down here, is there? I think I've excavated their garden pretty nicely. Yeah, I've got my truck nearly filled. Right, let's see if my person's been mining my coal like they're paid to do. The employee. Let's see if the employee system works properly. Right, had I got that much coal, or is that my other guy that's added that much coal to the thing? And that one... we'll load up with stone. I'm assuming there is a way of automating everything with conveyor belts, but I haven't figured that out yet in the factory. Can I do anything further with the coal in here? No. So it's not like I can put coal in here to make other stuff. You can put coal in your furnace to smelt bars of certain types. put some more pallets down in here. For all my shit. Assume the robots can't get at the pallets blocked by other pallets, so I have to make sure stuff's on the front if I want the robot to get it. Right, okay, so that's finished doing its coal there. How much more coal's left to go? Oh, the robot's grabbing it, okay. Never mind. I've still got 12 things to go. Might as well just keep crushing stone blocks in this thing. So I assume they go up in value when I crush them. Seeing as I bought this machinery, I might as well use it. That's all the stone done in there. Or it nearly was. One block left. Right, clay, sandstone and limestone. So scrap I'll take to the scrapyard probably on the next day. Right, that coal I'll take away. Go there. Right, so what did I put on the input of this one? This one has got a load of sandstone in it, so that we can make sand. That's got loads of clay in it, so we'll make clay blocks. And this one has got limestone in, so we'll make limestone blocks. How many of those can I fit on a pallet? 54, okay. Let's finish making sand. I hate sand, it's coarse and it gets everywhere. Right, I'm going to assume all of these have to go into this warehouse to actually be able to ship out your warehouse. And that's finished doing its blocks. Right, let's end the day in a moment and we'll sell a load of stuff the next day to make some money, and then I won't be on too much longer, but this game is kind of hard to put down, even if it's a very bland style game of just digging holes in people's land and then what do you call it after doing that, just processing goods and selling them. So that's still the scrap in there. I've not had any like coal added to it yet. Right, okay, so what have we got in here that we could sell? Let's have a look on contracts first, in case there's an easy contract to do. Limestone blocks and sand. Okay, we can start that one. Okay, so we need 25 limestone blocks. And I've got 13. Well, I'll tell the robot to pack the 13 we've got. And 15 sand. And I'll go get the rest of the stuff in a minute. Right, so it can pack the sand. We just need to get some more limestone. Let's buy another property as well, because we've excavated a hell of a lot of that one there. Yeah, there's not much stuff left in this one. So, we will buy... Oh, we can buy a construction lot in the city. We could destroy the value of the city, but let's be careful with our money and just get the Creekside plot. Right, okay, so let's go have a look at this place. See, I don't know if the worker just adds like coal to this during the day, how it works with the workers bringing stuff in. While that's doing that, let's just bulk sell off. It's not marketplace, it's stock sell, isn't it? So I don't want to sell any limestone off, but I can sell off a load of clay. Crushed coal, yeah, sell my crushed coal. Stone bricks. Oh, that's $900, that's not too bad. So I've still got more coal to sell when there are people who want to buy the coal. I assume I've just got rid of all the coal, haven't I? As in, nobody else is offering contracts for it. So it's working in the resource pile, it's just that nobody can afford to buy coal off of me at the moment. Right, okay, so now let's take this to our next place we're mining. Oh yeah, I've done one of these places before. What a lovely scenic place. Let's ruin it. Right, so I should be able to make like a little staircase out by doing this. Yeah, there's the daylight. Alright, I can pop some dynamite up there to expand the roof a bit faster. There we go. Just dig my way out. Now we've got a pit to work from. What was that? Send an employee. They actually came back off-site contract and bring them back alive. Oh, bring them back after. I was gonna say, do I have to deal with dead employees in this game as well, or they randomly die in my illegitimate mining operations? so I've got a bit of a staircasey sort of thing there. Right, good. Might as well just keep making this hole bigger here. Definitely looking forward to when I can get the higher explosive yield dynamite to make even bigger holes easily. Right, so that's going down there, alright. Oh, I found a load of coal by blowing that up. Good. I've got lots of coal already, but I could always use more coal, even if I'm going to struggle to sell it because I'm flooding the market with coal. Right, okay, that's the bedrock here. Oh, some bronze. That's my way out there, so we want to make sure that's still visible. So, yeah, we've got our little... Might have to put a little step in there. Yeah, so we've got our little exit there. Oh, more coal. Some limestone. Nearly got a full inventory again, so I'll take this up in a moment. Some more limestone, but my bag's full. Okay. You can build like mining lifts and things like that, but I've never actually. So bout mode, machines, mining lift, modular a side ladder for manual access. Oh, so that does let you make a ladder if you do that. Okay, I might try building one of those in a minute. Yeah, this game lets you mine steel as just steel, even though you have to actually make steel in a smelter. You know, like iron and coal and whatever. But yeah, the game, you just mine steel for some reason. Let's just chuck some more dynamite down there. Yeah, there we go. Look, steel. I'm literally mining steel out the wall. Don't need to smelt it. It's already steel. Yeah, so in a minute I'll figure out how the lift mechanic works. Right, okay, so that's kind of a vertical thing. So do I need to have just a physically... So mining lift. How does the mining lift work then? Where do I place it to actually get the... Oh, I see it. Goes on the edge of your pit. Right, let's put that properly on the boundary of the pit here then. And then, does it just have a ladder that comes down from below it? How does it work then for the ladder bit on it? Okay, let's put this stuff on the truck first anyway. Because that would be where the ladder is. So do I have to attach stuff to it now? Obviously not that stuff. About mode. No, that's... So I guess I have to have this thing empty. Maybe I have to vertically go all the way down before it does anything. Let's see. Probably been better right in the side corner, wouldn't it? But oh well. Right, okay, how's my bit coming along directly under the... Yeah, I want to get to the bedrock. Oh, there's something else down there. Right. It's giving me some bronze that I've just destroyed. But how am I meant to get the lift bit connected to it then? Still more to go vertically. Right, good, we found the bedrock, so we shouldn't have to go too much further down. Let's see if I can get away from the dynamite. Not really well enough, but there we go, that's... Looks like we've nearly got a vertical pit under there. Right, do I now do something using like the mining lift again? Does it have to like snap on somehow? Let's get back to the top and have a look. Right, so pop this in the truck. Okay, so we've got that here. So now if I do mining lift, how does it connect? I don't want to fall down completely. Just want to see if I can get a side view of it. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So I keep just putting those down in the segment, I guess. Oh, good, they only cost $10. That's not too bad. Right, so do I now have a functioning mining lift? So do I now, I'll find out in a minute, can I just put the crate in there and it takes it to the surface? So let's dig away from it so I can expand the cave. Right, yeah, so there's some iron. Some more iron. Okay, so let's pack up this iron I've got here. Place. Ah, yeah, cool. So that just takes it to the roof, yeah. Well, I've certainly got a more efficient way of getting in and out of a pit I make now. Let's see if I can find one of the secret little things, because I think that's like one of these here, look. Yeah, there we go, look. So, I found a little thing in here, look. Because a bit like in the game about digging a hole, you find like weird kind of cave structures underground that you can get into as well. It's got gold in it. Silver, so that's worth money. And I need to put dynamite here to blow through here. Oh, and there's a creepy cave entrance thing there. So if this was a horror thing, a monster might come out of there. Right, I'll come back to this in the next day. And then I'll probably do one more day and finish streaming. But I'm quite interested now we've built like a bit of a proper mine type thing about coming down into here. Let's just see, because it's coming up to night time, if anything happens to that cave entrance. I doubt it. Like that little hole in the cave, I'm just interested. No, probably not. I was just wondering if, like, when it gets to night time, it actually becomes dangerous because a monster would come out of there or something. Right, okay, so... Oh look, you can see your legs in this game. That's realistic. Most games you can't do that. Now, don't fall off. Right, there you go. Apparently my worker's come back with his schedule of coal or whatever he was meant to be doing. So I have even more coal I can grind up. Oh, I see. So he has the garage over there. So is there anything in here yet, or does he put it in the other thing? No, there's nothing in there. So with this garage over here. Oh, I see. His boxes are all in here. All his coal is in there. Okay. I wonder if I can build a conveyor belt all the way over to that one so it's easier to put the stuff on. Let's have a look. So if I reverse the truck out the way a minute. Can I? Or doesn't it let me? Oh, don't think it lets me. I wanted to just make a belt that went all the way over to where he was. So that's why you then hire one of the workers, isn't it, to then move the shit for you. A bit like in Schedule 1, having all like the workers in these places. So oh yeah, I can finish my limestone blocks off, can't I, if I've got any limestone on me? Yeah, I have, good. Don't know if it's enough for the thing, but we'll find out in a minute. Put those on my ever-increasing piles of coal. Right, so how many limestone blocks do I have in total now? That's another 8. Well, I'll tell the robot to pack those as well. So, Mark 4 robot, there we go. So I still need another 4, what do you call it for the thing? Limestone blocks. Anyway, so is that everything off of there? I know I've got coal in the back of that truck, so I might as well just go grab all that coal. I'm just going to do this. It might be a bit faster. Yeah, I'm going to have to hire somebody, aren't I, to take the stuff from the loading dock over to the thing. This is a bit of a slow job. Right, okay. Can I throw it onto that, or doesn't that work? Oh yeah, cool, you can. Okay, so if you aim it right, you can throw that stuff onto there. I wonder if there's a way you can set the belts up as well to automatically feed into the machines. So if I set this one to do yeah, so the active recipe is crushed coal. So I'm wondering if I get the hammer thing out, let's just move one of these a minute. So let's move that a minute. Or does this have to be in the place of one of these? Right, let's just sell that for now then. So let's sell that. Sell that. Move this one. Okay, and then if I go to that belt thing. I then connect this so the belt auto feeds the machine. So that's got a belt moving along. How do I make it spit out the coal into... set active output, coal. So, then that... Okay, I've got an idea. So let's move this machine a minute as well. Let's pause this a moment. No, I don't want to be actively pushing coal. What I want it to do is... Let's move this bricking machine. Go over here somewhere. I don't really need it on an automated thing at the moment. Alright, so what I want to try and do, let's just sell that. Or get rid of that, whatever. Is connect up oh, that's not quite right. Can I put that into a like right angle one? What's that do? Split about. I guess that's useful for putting into the thing, but don't want that at the moment. I just want that type. Then that. And then can I just make a pallet at the end of it? Like that. Now if I start it up, will it dump the stuff into the depositing room automatically? Or if I had a splitter there, could I have it go onto different pallets? But for the time being that isn't super necessary. I'm just kind of interested in... Yeah, great. I've got a production line going now for coal. How dare you! You are destroying my childhood! It's 20, that's 20. So yeah, I just need to go to the next day, get a bit of limestone, and then, I wonder if the employees, if I can... Is there a limestone one? Yeah, that one's limestone. So, let's send this guy instead to the limestone thing tomorrow, so he gets limestone for my contract. And then we can end the day. End day. I want to sell some of my resources off this morning. Okay, so... What have I got I can sell? So I don't want to sell any limestone off, but I want to sell as much coal as I can. Okay, that's that sold off. So I've got some bronze. Iron. Steel, because apparently steel just comes out the ground as it is, unlike real life. Gold. So yeah, made a load of money from those bits. Right, cool. Okay. Back to work. I've only got one day left to finish this contract. I might just get the limestone myself if I can find some. Just so the person doesn't get upset their thing doesn't get filled in. Okay, so let's get the detector out. And now let's set this to... because I need limestone. Let's just find the closest bit of limestone and get that out the ground. And that's clay, but I'll have that while I'm here. Okay, so that's clay. So where's this limestone it said was nearby? Maybe directly below this bit. Right, what have we found with our little thing there? Yeah, we're getting closer to it. There we go, there's some limestone. And some coal. More limestone, very good. Oh, my bag is full, okay. Let's get our way out here without having to get to my ladder. So, I should, in theory, just be able to smash through this. Dig a diagonal here. How much limestone have I got now? Yeah, I've got enough for the contract, but we'll keep going. I also get those valuable resources at the bottom where we found that cave. Right, so we're at the bedrock thing. Was it that way, the bit out I'd made? I think. Yeah, there we go. Can see the thing now, so I'm back in my proper bit of cave. Yeah, still streaming Saint because this game's pretty addictive. I've got an automated mining lift look there, so I can chuck crates on there. So if we go back into this cave I was extracting... Oh, there's some steel there. Again, steel doesn't grow in ores like this, but the game apparently doesn't know that. Seems weird that they've got a refinery system, yet steel you just get like this, seeing as you can smelt bars of things. Right, okay, so that's that. Ooh, diamonds! I haven't found those yet. They're probably valuable. Try to act normal. Yeah, exactly. He's definitely on meth, isn't he? Or something like that, this guy. On the mining juice. Right, now we can pop that on our conveyor. There we go. Let's go and look for more, like, caves along here somewhere. Yeah, he's had lots of Panzer chocolate, yeah, to have all this energy. What do the numbers say on it, Matthew? Because normally the numbers on filters are just the production date or the expiry date. It could just be a serial number, but type out what it says if it lets you type it, and I'll see if I can answer you. Yeah, the Saint said could be a NATO stock number. Yeah, if it's like an ABEX style one, that will be the chemical protection rating. But again, it could just be serial numbers as well. Right, is that another cave we found here? Yeah, there's another cave. What have we got in this one? Some steel. More gold, very good. More copper. Your bag is full. Okay then, let's take this to the lift. Not that tunnel where I've put the lights, it's this tunnel. It's not me blocking it, Matthew, it's YouTube. I'm not doing anything. You can see in the messages here if it's coming through or not. Try and type it out a bit weirdly. Like maybe type a little bit of it out, press enter, type the next bit out. So the second one is 02. That mean that could be February or 2002. In terms of production date or expiry date. PIC, don't know what that is. Yeah, it could mean production date of 02 or something, I don't know. Right, okay, there we go. Right, let's get this stuff out. Take it all back to the truck. So it could be like February, February sort of July, or it could be, NBC means nuclear, biological, chemical. So it could mean it's either sort of it was made in 2002 in July, or that it was made in February 2007, I would guess, from those numbers. NBC is just going to be nuclear, biological, chemical. Yeah, especially third degree burns, that'd be pretty fucking horrible, wouldn't it? Right, that guy isn't back yet with his thing. So let's finish off my limestone stuff. If I only do a halving, does that just do a weaker throw? Okay, it does, yeah. And I need 4 limestone blocks to complete my order. So I'll just move those in a second. Yeah, C2A1 is really good. Like I said, it's the US one that replaced the C2. So as far as I'm aware, other than the unique M50 filters, it's still in US use. Because it's the, like I said, just sort of the non-chromium version of their current one. So mark for robot, there we go. Is that finished doing its coal production on that conveyor belt one? Yeah. So 22 gold. See if I can sell that off if anybody's still buying the gold. I've got a lot of copper. Oh, CFF3 is the filter. It's a French filter. CFF3 is the model of filter. Yeah, that's a pretty common French filter from like the 1990s, early 2000s. So yeah, I'm guessing you've got this CFF3 French filter from the early 2000s would be my guess based on what you've just said. So CFF3 is the model number. Oh, I can make gold ingots. I might as well just sell my gold off as it is. Diamonds I probably need more than 4, don't I, to sell, yeah. But they're probably worth, yeah, $38 per ingot, which is pretty good. Can't sell any more coal till the next day. Can sell all my sand off. Yeah, most filters are like a 10 to 20 year shelf life. But it probably will still work against, like, bad smelling stuff and stuff like that, and particulates absolutely fine. So, some Avon filters are made in Canada. Avon is a British company, and they also make masks in America for the US market because of the US protection laws. That's kind of all interesting. Those are clay blocks, if I can sell those. It still leaves me some clay blocks, but again, nobody else is buying coal today. Iron ingots, okay. I can make some more iron ingots then. So if I set that to iron ingots, I need to just put iron in to make iron ingots. Okay, might as well do that then. Yeah, like so there'll be a couple of other things like iodine gas it might not work against as well. But generally, if you're in the realm where you're doubting if a CBRN filter can help you against stuff, you basically want to be using a closed circuit breathing system anyway, like a rebreather or an air tank setup. Because there are, you know, obviously things where you'll get to the stage where you just can't protect yourself from certain things. So yeah, C2A1 is basically an ABEC2 filter as far as I'm aware. Or ABE2K1P3 or whatever, but like I said, it should work for most things that you're ever going to need a filter for. Can I make the copper into stuff? So if I load the copper up into the other furnace... Copper ingot? Yeah, I can, okay. So I'll make 14 ingots, might as well do that. Yeah, those Italian ones are actually bulkier, so that's why I think they're 2 rated, not 1 rated. When you say old green ones, which one are on about? GP5 filters, I wouldn't recommend those so much because there's asbestos in them and they're like from the 70s or whatever, if you're on about those. There's an old 40mm NATO green filter that's fine, but I can't remember what that model number is. But yeah, the Italian ones are actually going to be a bit better than the C2A1 filters, Kevin, but they're obviously bulkier. Yeah, although technically, Saint, they only ever claim that they protect you from one chemical group. But I think Hype was saying that's like a legal reason they have to do that. So they're technically always, no matter which type of them you buy, they're filled with the same stuff. But the company that sells them only has the paperwork to sell them as like either organic vapor filters or like inorganic vapor filters or ammonia filters. But when I tried my one that wasn't rated against ammonia for ammonia, it completely blocked me from smelling any of it. So he's probably right there, that it's like a legal reason they can't sell them as a combination filter. Yeah, YouTube, I'm afraid it does that. Right, I'll end the stream here. So we've got a bit of automation going on. We've got a man that does mining work for me. We've got a conveyor belt that somebody could go into the crushing machine on that looks useful. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. But yeah, Matthew, like I said, it's going to be a bit hard to answer you because if YouTube's blocking most of the word, just saying it might take ages for you to write it out where I can see it. But if you're not on about GP5 filters, I know there are green 40mm NATO filters, but I don't genuinely know who made them. I think I had them with a couple of Belgian masks. They might be Belgian filters. Give me a second before I go off. So I want that tab, don't I? So you can see my screen. 40mm Belgian filter. I'm just wondering if yeah, so you get these kind of green looking filters that's like on the BEM 4GP. They're Belgian ones. They look very much like a C2 filter, like in terms of how they're constructed, but they're green, like not the cyan of a proper US one. But yeah, if we just have a look on AliExpress again. Let's see if I can find those coffee can ones. So like, so you can get those types still, and like this Chinese military style one, but not all of those other particulate stuff in. Those type are useless unless you just want to refill them yourself for the novelty of it, but they don't really block anything. Yeah, I'm sure you can still get the coffee can style filter. Let me type in 40mm gas filter, like say ammonia. Again, I would never recommend those refillable ones other than the novelty of refilling them because of how useless they are. Yeah, there you go, Saint. So you can still buy those. Like I said, they don't technically advertise any of them as ABEC, but you can get the ones for various gases. Like I've got one that's red and one like that. But I think Hype said they do work as a multi-use thing. And again, if you wanted something as off AliExpress, Saint, I can give you an affiliate link, so I get a little bit of money if you buy it. So for this page, for example, now I'm logged in, I think there should be a way I can normally generate a link if it's available. Yeah, is it this one? Get link? Yeah, so there you go. If I do tracking link, if you were interested, Saint, there you go, for these type of filters. There you go, I've just given you affiliate link there. So if you did want to get one, I get like 1 to 10% of whatever you spend on these things. And again, it doesn't cost you any more, but there you go, there's an affiliate link for them. 7% it says, estimate direct linking commission, yeah. So if you did get one, I should get 7% of that. So that would be like maybe just about £1 I'd get off of that. I don't know what you mean by rated for carbon. Filters contain carbon. What, you on about carbon monoxide? Very few filters can. No, they can't really filter it. You can get filters that are meant to give you more life expectancy in carbon monoxide, but you need a closed air circuit for carbon monoxide. That's like a thing you actually have to use an air tank for. Like some filters are rated for very low levels of it, but it's one of those things filters can't really stop. To answer you on that. Right, I'm going to be off. So have a good day, everybody. How long have I been streaming today? 3 hours. 3 hours, yeah. 3 hours and 4 minutes. But anyway, I've answered you, Matthew. There you go. So, yeah, have a good day, everyone. See you all. Maybe if I stream tomorrow, I'll have to just do a camera stream earlier in the day, because I'm seeing some relatives in the evening, so I won't get a chance to stream then. Yeah, so have a good one.